There's a good reason I didn't anchor my boat just there, because it's a little windy and a little wavy. So the wind and the waves are both coming in from directly that way, and they just funnel into this little bay, and anyone anchored there, which I was for a little bit yesterday before I came into the marina, anyone there now is just going to be tossed around all over the place, and it's not going to be fun. So tonight I'm staying in the marina again. So why Malta? There's no specific reason. I wanted somewhere that was primarily English speaking, and Malta is. Everyone here speaks English. They speak Maltese as well, but English is the main language. I wanted somewhere that was not the UK, because the UK is it's a big mess right now, and I don't see it getting better in my lifetime, which is sad because I've been a huge British fan for ages. I had t-shirts with the Union Jack on that I would wear when I was in California, but it's just in the past 20 years just gone downhill, and I don't know why. I haven't figured that out yet, but it has, so there's nothing I can do about it apart from leave, which I did. But I wanted somewhere that I could feel kind of at home at, and I didn't want it to be too far away from the rest of Europe. It has a lot going on. There's just a lot going on in Malta. There's all sorts of festivals, there's all sorts of events, and it just seems like a busy place. So I like that. I want to be in a place that's, you know, got something to hold me there. So here's to new beginnings. There is a small issue with the anchor that I just need to get sorted before I move off tomorrow. Sorted. This is the marina in Valletta. As you can see, it's very nice. They all are. Oh, I like marinas. They're just always quite nice. They're all different, but I like the ones that are kind of like, I mean, it's a bit like Nice. It's like the city is all around the marina. I'm just going to go meet some friends for lunch, give them some flags. One of the things you've got to look out for in Malta is they drive on the wrong side of the road. I'm kind of used to Los Angeles, California, where they drive on the right. But here in Malta, they drive on the left, the same as UK. So a couple of times I've been like, oh yeah, just cross the road. No! I'm still alive, but only just. Hello. Hello. Now turn it round. Now look at me. One of my bilge pumps stopped working, and I don't know why. It's there, it's connected, it should be working, but it's not. So I need to clean it off and figure out why it's not working. The bilge is not really ever a place you want to go and spend any time in, because it's like the bottom of the boat, and everything that ends up down there is kind of yucky. But sometimes you just gotta go and fix shit, because you gotta fix shit. Well, it's good that it's making that noise, because that means it's working, but something's not right. And while I'm here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you're feeling super generous, there's always the Patreon page. I found the problem. Basically, this was from a long time ago. like months ago, and I had to connect this to this, and all I had was Gorilla Tape, which worked right up until the point at which it didn't work. So I need a pipe connector from here to here, but I still don't have it, so I'm temporarily gonna just reinstall what I had with another connector, and I'll look out for a proper connection, probably. There, it's back down where it should be. But we figured out what the problem was. The exhaust wasn't connected to the pump, so it was pumping but just not pumping it out. So we fixed that, and hopefully it'll work for a bit longer until I can get that proper pipe connector, but for now we're good, I hope. I joined this international travelers thing called Internations, and it seems pretty good. I met some interesting people in Nice, but first time here in Malta. I just got back from that little event, which was okay. Yeah, could have been better, but you know, but there's a fireworks show going on here, just over there. That's pretty loud. Just popped into town to do a little shopping, but the main place I was going to was the chandlery, which is really good over there, but he's not open yet. I'm sure he'll be open soon. I need to go about 2 kilometers by dinghy right into the main harbor of Valletta, where all the big boats are. And the reason I'm looking for wood or metal or something is to build a little davit thing out here. Davits are go at the back of the boat, and you can lift up your dinghy, because before I had the working outboard, I could just put it here, but I can't because I have to take the motor off every time. This is an industrial part of Malta. There's a bunch of like wharfs, big boats, factories, and little production places. So that's what we're doing today, looking for stuff. Well, he says he's open, but he's closed. I guess I got a little bit ahead of myself because it's still very early. I mean, it's not very early, it's 8:30, but it said it opened at 8 o'clock, so oh well. Just walking around trying to solve my little homemade davit problem has actually kind of allowed my brain to solidify a plan. And I think the plan is, rather than do anything in metal, is do it all in wood as a proof of concept, and then replace the strained bits with metal, which will be easier. And it just means that wood is very forgiving and easy to work with. Once metal's just difficult to work with, so I'm going to do that. But there's no wood shop around here, so I'm just going to go elsewhere. The trick is to let go. When you feel like you're moving, commit to where you're going and let go, because if you keep hanging on, the boat keeps moving and you go down the middle.
We met in the snow, beneath the ponds that pied, trips into other towns, weekends away, held hands in the sun, where no one knows our names, oblivious to everyone but us.
And that's the longest trip I've done. That was about 4K there and back, maybe 5 if you put in my little excursion over there. And if you go full throttle, it does probably about 5 knots, which is not bad for a tiny little motor. So we are pulling out of Valletta. It's been a nice 3 days, 3 evenings, and going south to, I can't pronounce it at all, not a hope, but that's going to be home for a week or 2, maybe longer, but I'm going to come back here shortly just because. But for now, today, we're off south.
And I haven't got the time to try and change your mind about my foolishness. So it only goes to show you thrive on picking holes in other people's lives. Everything I do seems to make the news. I hear you whispering.
I'm just going to stop here for a few minutes, maybe an hour or so. I've only been here a couple of minutes and there's just 1,000 little baby jellyfish. I got stung once when I was near Cannes. I left the boat and there weren't that many, but when I got back to the boat, there were just hundreds of them. So I had to just swim to the back of the boat and I got a little bit stung. It's like, it's like a stinging nettle. It's not like a bad sting because they're just tiny, but you're like, ow, fucker. And on my boat, I have 2 motors. This boat only has 1 motor, but it's got 14 cylinders and each one of them is almost the size of this boat. The engine on that boat produces 80,000 horsepower, which is a lot. And they're getting ready to move it. It's kind of interesting to see it this close up. We made it to, I can't do the Maltese pronunciations yet. It's going to take me a while. But we're here. This is the southernmost point, about 15k south of Valletta. This could be my kind of mooring for the summer. It's going to be like a home base for the summer. And the whole of Malta will be my mooring place because there's so many places to just take your boat and drop anchor depending on which way the wind's blowing. But for now, that's my view. Off the other side we've got that. It's kind of weird being here. I'm just getting used to things, but I have nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. This is it. I mean, it's nice. I like it. I'm completely happy with where I am. It's all great. But for the first time in many, many years, this is it. I don't have anywhere to go next. So I'm letting my mind adjust to that fact. It's gonna take a few days of acclimatization. You know, it's like if you go live on the top of a mountain, the air's a little bit rarefied up there. It takes a while to get used to it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting used to the fact that I'm where I planned to be a while ago. Probably sitting in a loft somewhere in downtown LA. I thought, oh, maybe the Mediterranean. And here I am in Malta, in the middle of the Mediterranean, on a boat. The adventure kind of begins, really, doesn't it?